G'day punters, the Jackjumpers taking on the Adelaide 36ers here, and I reckon the Jackjumpers could be staring down the barrel of a win here because the Adelaide 36ers, there's two things that they do really well at the moment. Let's turn the ball over and don't play much defence. And I would know that is how I used to play, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't result in too many wins. So I'm going to have to go with the Jackjumpers here. I reckon this is one they can pounce on before Adelaide just get back to a little bit of form. So we'll take the Jackjumpers in the head-to-head marker. We'll also take them at the line. Anytime it gets that close, always going to start taking that one. And the total points under here, although the defensive efficiency is down on the Adelaide 36ers, I'm not sure that the Jackjumpers are going to have enough firepower, especially from their imports, to be able to get it done. Enjoy the game and gamble responsibly.
Everybody, and welcome Friday Night Hoops, Hungry Jacks NBL from My State Bank Arena. Last time these two teams met in this particular complex, it was a ripping contest, and the stakes are a little bit higher as both these teams desperately need a win. Wherever you might be, hello to you, Cam Luke, Liam Santa Maria, Pete Hawley, and gentlemen, Friday night, not quite do or die, but both of these teams, as I said, need to get a dub in four quarters time.
You're right, in its own right. It's an important game. Both these teams looking to bounce back. Tassie, of course, went down to Southeast Melbourne last week, and Adelaide, they've lost two on the trot. But for the Jackjumpers, bright shining light in their last game was Will Magnate. Great to get the big fella up and about. They went to him above the rim early. That helped get him going, and went on to have a big breakout performance. 10 points, 8 rebounds. Those numbers don't jump off the page, but the 5 blocks, one of the premier rim protectors in the league when he's playing well, and he needs to try to build on that one tonight.
Well, he does. It just looked good to see him smiling. He loves it, the energy. You can see it right here, a little grin on his face, and why wouldn't you? That's what they've got to do. Get him involved early, often. We need to see more of that Will Magnate tonight.
He's part of the DoorDash starting 5 for the Jackjumpers. Hungry? Fire up DoorDash and order your game day essentials. Now, Matt Kenyon starts there as well. So the starting 5, Adams, Bridgette, Kenyon, McVeigh and Magnate. But the big question mark, Liam Santa Maria, is over the trio of imports right now wearing the Jackjumpers jersey.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Matt Kenyon come in. His first start for the Jackjumpers, but you're right. This import trio, Majette, Adams, McIntosh off the bench, they need to score some points. There you see the numbers from last game, 7 of 36 from the field. Majette, 9 assists, getting everyone involved, but those guys need to score, put points on the board, just take the pressure off that entire team's offense. Bit of pressure on those boys tonight.
DoorDash starting 5 in the team lineup for the Adelaide 36ers. We'll get to that man very shortly, but there is no Mitch McCarron tonight. COVID health and safety protocols. You got anything for us, Pete Hawley, around this story?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. No, they're definitely going to miss him, but he's been listed as a close contact due to a positive case within the organisation. So just him listed as a close contact, which rules him out of tonight's game. But he can play on Sunday, so he's healthy. He has tested negative, which would make him very frustrated, I'm sure, right now, not being able to help them in such an important game.
Well, that man right there, Sunday Detch, he's going to help because he's been playing really well since coming back from injury. Had a really nice night against Illawarra there with the 20 points, 6 of 10 from 3. And in his 3 games since coming back, 14 a game, hitting 3 triples per game at 56%. Career high scoring average across those 3 games. Now, he's going to have to carry the ball a little bit more tonight in the absence of Mitch McCarron. He's going to have to get a job done defensively. You'd imagine he'd go to either Josh Majette or Josh Adams off the tip, but he's been playing outstanding ball over the last couple of games for the 36ers. Needs to keep it rolling.
We mentioned the Jackjumpers imports. Well, Dusty Hanna's that man who played really well last time when they were in this building, but those numbers for a man who's got a huge reputation coming into the league, Pete Hawley, aren't likeable.
Well, he's been very disappointing so far. Only took 4 shots against the Hawks in about 14 minutes played. And tell you what, we know the Sixers want more from him. They need to see more. They need guys to be able to come in and put some points on the board. And he really has no other choice tonight. With Mitch McCarron out, we know McCarron's not going to be that 20-point scorer, but this is more opportunity for Dusty Hannes to have the ball in his hand and hopefully he can come out here and have a big one.
Two teams that have struggled to find consistency at different times over the start. It has been a disjointed NBL 22. Pete Hawley, prediction?
Well, without their leader, Captain Mitch McCarron, I think the Jackjumpers might get on a roll here.
I think Adelaide. I I think Adelaide, tough to win on the road, and it's been tough to win in Tassie, despite their struggles as an expansion franchise. But Adelaide really, really need this game.
Majet guarded by Detch. McVeigh. Straight into the starting five. Bikini finds Adams for three. And they misfire on 2 threes to kickstart their first possession.
Josh Adams now 8 of 45 from 3 to start the season. Just cannot buy one from out there.
Well, great pass inside, and in the end, Besto to Withers, and a nice easy layup to kickstart the 36ers night. The Jet turned it down. Little two-man game. With McVeigh just slips out of the hands. It's Besto v Besto tonight. We'll see the brotherly love as the night continues. Here is Besto. Takes a little up, finishes with the left hand, kisses it off the window. First 4 points for the 36ers.
He's playing well, Cam Besto, and he's a tough cover on those elbow catches. Can knock it in, you give him a little space, but can put it on the deck like he did just there. Adams gets a little shooter's roll. That always makes you feel a little bit better. Pete Hawley, you're talking about his struggles from beyond the arc. Uses momentum there, knocks a 12-footer in. Besto. This time it's Daniel Johnson who got deep on his former teammate McVeigh. Wrapped him up, it'll stay on the floor.
That's what they can do. Last time these two teams played, they're all teammates, but Daniel Johnson on the block against Jack McVeigh, that is a mismatch. Daniel Johnson backs himself against a lot of different guys around the league. His ability to hit the fadeaway scores in a variety of ways. Very good at getting fouled. See if they go to him again.
Shot clock down to 7. Besto for 3. Now they try and push through Majet. Kenyon. Majet uses the McVeigh screen, dribbles back out, shot clock now into single figures as McVeigh straight on 3. Did everything but drop. Here is Daniel Johnson. Had to be the double team with the mismatch, but the extra pass for Besto missed Withers. First turnover for the night for the 36ers.
They just didn't quite have the execution there. The 36ers, it was a good idea. Go to DJ on the mismatch, double team, and then the extra pass just went through Withers' hands. But I like it. Needs to be a steady diet of Daniel Johnson. Just hasn't had enough shots the last few games for Adelaide. Just 8 shots and 7 shots in his last 2 games. Need more of DJ.
Kenyon steps up, nothing but net his first shot of the night. They're living and dying by the 3-point line right now. 5 attempts from beyond the arc in 2.5 minutes. They've nailed 2 of them. And they have their first lead of the night. Hannahs tries to be crafty, got lucky off the foot. It'll stay with the 36ers.
Big knockdown by Matt Kenny into the starting lineup to replace Sam McDaniel, who picked up the 2 early fouls in the game against the Phoenix. I'm not sure that's the reason why he's not starting, but you already seen Matt Kenny's energy on the glass as Dusty Hannahs, nice little floater down the lane. It's a good way to start his night.
Back to the starting lineup for Hannahs. Majet just lobs it up to Magnay. We spoke about the Magnay that we grew accustomed to a couple of years ago, Liam, and we've seen it more on display last week in an early glimpse there.
Got to get him involved. That's the best way to do it. Find him as the roll man above the rim.
Johnson couldn't find Hannahs. Now we'll go the other way. Adams craftily gets into the key, couldn't make it finish. It'll stay with Adelaide.
Here's another look at that pass from Majet. It's good vision. As they move the ball around the perimeter. Magnay open as the roll man.
Another bad pass. Besto to Withers. That's straight out of court. Turnovers.
They're trying to find that mismatch down low. Just the passing hasn't been on point. And here comes Mikhail McIntosh into the game. He's been out with a lot of energy and aggression when he came onto the floor against the Phoenix. And he's one that Scott Ross definitely wants more out of.
Jared McVeigh takes a seat. Here is McIntosh. Kenyon feeling himself. Gets inside. This time it's a little shorty. It's going to stay with Tassie. Adelaide disagree. We've spoken a lot about the Tassie imports. What we want from them, what they need from him, and Anthony Stewart, of course, the legend is courtside. Stewie, for the first time, welcome in. What's the latest when you're talking to Scott Roth in the camp?
Yeah, glad to be here. Caught up with Coach Roth during the week for a coffee. Obviously, Magnay last week passed the pub test, but he's really looking for some strong output for these imports. And I asked him, what does that look like? And he said 55 points at a good rate. So they got Adelaide tonight, New Zealand on Sunday, and if these blokes can't get it done, I've got a feeling there might be some changes.
Anthony Stewart, courtside, great pass inside. Daniel Johnson, just what Liam Santamaria ordered. He's able to kiss it in with the list. He's first of the night.
It's interesting to hear him just speak on it as simply as that. So 55 points and a high percentage. It's a reasonably high bar for this trio. But it's what we spoke about Cam on NBL Overtime this week as Majid banks that one in from mid-range. The way this inaugural roster is built, we knew coming into the year that import trio was going to need to be highly productive at the offensive end for them to be competitive. As Anna's knocks down another bucket, and they just haven't been there over the course of the season.
Kenyon. Majid turns it down, guarded by Dead. Shocklock's down the 7th. He'll get busy. Magnay tries to use it off the dribble, kicks it out. Shocklock a throw. I think Dusty Hunters might have bailed him out. When he put it on the floor, he did. He's first of the night. He'll stay with the Jackjumpers.
Liam, you mentioned about McIntosh in particular, that before that game against the Phoenix, got the tap on the shoulder from Scott Roth saying, I need more out of you. And look, he's been very slow, obviously, coming off the bench, but what hasn't helped his cause is the fact that the main two guys to start on the imports, Adams and Majid, haven't done enough to be able to take pressure off him in terms of come in, make an impact, score here, start feeling good about yourself, because when they're not ticking the scoreboard over, he comes in and he's thinking, well, I've got to do even more than what I would normally have to do.
In sideline, had the heel on it.
One guy who has been ticking it over for Tassie is Clint Steindl. Just checked into the game. He's been terrific, the captain off the bench. Double figures in 5 of Tasmania's 8 games and shooting the 3-ball at 43%. So need to run some action for him as they usually do now that he's checked into the game.
SOTTO into the game for his first minutes as well. And they've gone pretty small, the Jackjumpers. Daniel Johnson wants to take advantage of it over McIntosh. We've seen that 1,000 times, probably more, 2,000 times in his career. Nothing but net, he's got 4. Adams. Shocklock again to 9 without any fluency. This time he dribbles a 17-footer, takes a tough shot over the big man. It's going to stay with the 36ers.
It's those contested pull-ups from Josh Adams that I think ends up adding towards his inefficiencies. 2 of 14 from the field last week. Prior to that, he had a couple of really good games. He had a 23-point game, a 21-point game, attacking the rim. Remember 10 of 11 from the free throw line against, I think it was Melbourne United? Needs to get that aggressive mindset back.
Kicked alive. Ditch. Now they want to push. Here it is, a little aggression from Adams. He takes it straight at Ditch, who got his hand caught in the cookie jar. He'll go to the foul line for 2, and I'm assuming that's what you want to see.
Well, it definitely is, as you said, Liam, be able to attack and get downhill. And the way that last possession unfolded, and see here, Sunday Ditch went for a little bit of a stunt to the corner, and Adams attacked, but SOTTO came into the game, was playing in that drops, and you're right, it's a late contest, and it might look like it's open, but when you're struggling, that's going to be a contested shot. You want to get those easy ones, and a lot of it's the spacing as well on the floor for the Jackjumpers. We know how athletic he is to be able to get downhill, and if that's the way the defense is playing right now, you've got SOTTO playing in that drops, and Daniel Johnson, you know, can exploit off the ball screen. Got to get a bit more spacing so that Adams can use his speed, his agility to be able to get past those bigs and try and put some heat on the rim.
Adams hits the back of it. He's got 3 on the night. 2 for Myron for his first minutes. stranger to playing in Tassie, of course, part of the NBL 1 crew down here. Here's Hannah starting to feel it. Daniel Johnson gets away with the push. No, he doesn't get away with it. He thought he was going to. And now Sam McDaniel enters in for his first minutes of the night. Josh Adams takes a seat. First quarter, My State Bank Arena. Vijay Ganabaj due for my Albion offensive foul. The referees have been big on this time on Krislovic. Been big on the offensive foul, making sure that the big man is set when rubbing off that screen, and that's in full force there.
The foul's on the big, not on just Mazzette. The foul's on the big, not just Mazzette. The foul's on Sam. Check the number. No, 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20.
Just correcting that. 20 versus Josh Mazzette, who's number 2.
That's what happens when you do it the old way.
Scott Roth is on top of it.
Yeah, bloody oath he was. What a pass. First one no good. Second tip in fine. And that lead now for Scott Soto gets his first bucket of the night. Continuing his nice vein of form. As Krislovic, little half jump ball, misses the first one. Second one, he follows it in. Was able to get around Soto and tip it in himself.
Stuck with the play. Krislovic, Soto contest the first one, but then didn't block out. Krislovic able to duck inside the putback.
Dusty Hannahs had to come out and respond tonight. A lot been made of it in the last couple of days. He's hit a couple of jumpers early. Now he's earned himself a couple of freebies from 15 foot. He looks a lot more aggressive tonight, Liam.
He does, certainly on the front foot, not just blazing away. So 2 or 4 from the field, chance to get his 5th and 6th points now. But talk about Kai Soto moments ago. Nice to see him get some serious burn these last couple of games. It's exciting to have him signed in our league. He's obviously, a talented young prospect and has a lot of support out of the Philippines. But I think he's actually done pretty well with his minutes these last couple of games. Had 6 and 9 against Melbourne, 12 and 5 against Illawarra. So Isaac Humphrey's out with the knee injury. Soto now in as the backup big and getting a chance to strut his stuff.
One shot.
He doesn't have to do anything flashy. He's just got that length to just be able to disrupt some shots on the defensive end, hang around the offensive glass, throw the occasional lob to him. With Isaac Humphreys out, as you said, plenty of room to grow. Those opportunities are going to be there.
4-point Adelaide lead. Jared Weeks in for his first minutes. Again, a disjointed offense, so Clint Steindl, the hot man, forces it up. It's no good this time. 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. Early are the Jackjumpers. Duferman Soto, a little 2-man game. Duferman goes away for it. Now it's Dusty Hannahs from Kmart. Nothing but net. And this is the Dusty Hannahs we expect. Pete Hawley was big pre-game. He's going to have a nice night and early indications as he just continues to rack up his early points. He's got 9 in the first quarter.
I did throw it out before we went to air that he'll drop 30 and copped a few giggles around the place. And fair enough after the way he started, but it's good aggression from Dusty Hannahs.
Sam McDaniel on the O board picked his moment, earned himself a couple of foul shots as well.
He's got to feel good for Dusty Hannahs. Got himself going a little bit more towards the rim and then just lets it fly from way downtown. Just ticks into single digits on the shot clock. Had Besto down low with a bit of a mismatch, but said, you know what? Got a little space out here. And this is a guy who had, averaged 21 a game in the G League a couple of seasons ago. Now, he can score in the G League. Not as much D, nowhere near as much D played in that league as you get in a regular NBL game. And the spacing on the floor, the arc is wider, the lane's wider, defensive 3 seconds. So it's been a matter of trying to find his spots, get used to how to score in the FIBA game. Still going through that process, but 9 first quarter points here will feel good.
Well, it's kind of the silver lining to Sam and Daniel misses both. Losing your captain, losing your point guard who has the ball in his hands a lot. Good pass there from Dufemeier. Good finish on the other end by Harris. But he's going to have to put up these numbers. He's going to have to be able to shoot the ball a lot more, be more aggressive. And maybe this is the type of game and opportunity to turn his season around.
Weeks, tough. Soto came over with some secondary defense. Good pick up. Brislavich, left-hand jump hook from 7 foot, only went 4 foot. And now an opportunity here for Adelaide to make it double figures. Besto can't.
Foul underneath. Jack McVeigh, a little bump here behind Soto, who was in offensive rebounding position. That's the 4th team foul on Tassie here. So just watch underneath McVeigh, a little extra curricular activity there with Soto. Adelaide baseline out of bounds.
Here is Hannans, 9 points first quarter, feeling himself with reverse this time. Finishes on the left, he's in the double figures. The lead is 11, he has 11. This is a perfect start for Adelaide. Steindl. Harris with the hand in the face, probably did enough. Long shot, long rebound, Jackjumpers get another chance. Weeks. Got it. Needed it right in front of the Jackjumper bench. They get up, he finds nothing but twine. His first bucket of the night.
You're right, they really needed that. The Jackjumpers been pretty dry offensively throughout this quarter. That's not a bad way to finish.
But a 2-second difference between a shot and game clock. Harris. Little spin. Just handed off to Soto. Probably had a layup. Probably a little unselfish in the end. Kai Soto in the end is going to earn some foul shots as well, but Harris was able to find him with the shot clock dwindling.
Got a bit lucky there. The 36 here, CJ Bruton yelling, trying to get the ball to Dufemeier, run something, maybe get the ball back into Dusty Hannah's hands. Harris had to make some sort of play. And I think even the Jackjumpers thought that he was probably going to have a layup. That's why they ended up fouling Soto, because the ball landed in his lap.
We have a lot of Tasmanians starting to lick their lips. It's Kai Soto. Breaks their hearts. Waiting the second. 4.5 seconds though, plenty of time for the Jackjumpers. Jared Weeks, nonchalantly, gets a great little bump. In the end, play on, it's a miss. 10 minutes in the books. Adelaide 36 is paced by that man, Dusty Hannahs with 11. They lead by 9. My State, Bank Arena, Hungry Jacks NBL, Friday night, second quarter. On the other side of this. see that. Josh Adams aggressive early. CJ Bruton will be happy though because that man, Dusty Hannahs, has 11 in the first quarter as he fights form. And all thanks to Kmart, $50 Kmart gift voucher. Congratulations to Heather Nets. They love attending My State Bank Arena. It's their first NBL game. This is a photo of them attending My State Bank Arena. Big Lou, the big boy. Well, they were excited to see him in person and compare their height to his. I'm guessing they were a little shorter. If they weren't, someone sign them up. And congratulations, all thanks to Kmart. $50 Kmart gift card on the way.
Well, he really was the difference in that first quarter. Dusty Hannahs pretty tightly contested, apart from his ability to put points on the board. 11 first quarter points for him. Nobody else in the game with more than 4.
Withers, Hannahs, Johnson, Bairstow and Detch for the 36ers. McVeigh, Krislovich, McDaniel, Steindl and Weeks. For the Jackjumpers, as the shot clock gets in the single figures. Detch counted by Weeks. Krislovich, good hands. McDaniel, Weeks, step back, turned down the half, little first three, couldn't get it to go.
That was interesting. Jared Weeks, shot fake just to bring the defense even closer, make it a tougher shot for him. Good steal, good aggression on the ball screens defensively from the Jackjumpers to start this second quarter.
McVeigh. Weeks hit a three late in the first. Same side of the court. Off that time, Bairstow with the rebound. And now Sunday Detch will push at the urgings of CJ Bruton, who wants it inside to Daniel Johnson. Here is DJ inside. Spins away, takes the bump. CJ Bruton wanted it. They took their time, they got it to him, and now they get 3 points the old-fashioned way.
Love it. Go inside to DJ. He's a tough cover down there, and they've made a really concerted effort to pound the ball inside Adelaide. They got a lot of mismatches down there. And that's a mismatch that Daniel Johnson can certainly take advantage of against Fabian Krislovich. But 9 of Adelaide's 10 field goals made prior to that bucket. So 10 of 11 in the painted area. A lot of post touches. This is a team that has a high frequency of post-ups in terms of the way they go about it offensively. And it's causing the Jackjumpers some problems in this first half.
7 points for Johnson. He's Weeks. Little pick and roll. Magna was able to get it to go. He's got 4.
Done a good job defensively keeping the ball out of Dusty Hannah's hands as he gets it on cue.
In and out, did enough. Bairstow, great offensive rebound. Spun himself into a little bit of trouble in the end. Weeks just lobs it up for Magna. Big boy inside, takes the bump for Bairstow. Great defense by Cam Bairstow to deny him, and now Hannahs wants to take on Weeks. And he does exactly that. He's feeling it. He's got 13.
Well, he's been very aggressive, getting that ball in transition, taking the contact, good balance still, even though he's fading away. Good touch off the backboard.
Steindl uses the screen for Magna to get to 16-footer, knock it down off the dribble.
Come on, dig in! Come on! Go, Ben.
Here is Hannahs, already hit one from the Kmart side. This time tries to draw the double 10. Cam Bairstow behind the play has gone down and is really shook up, as you can see there. Might try and get a replay of it. There is a foul. That was on the ball. Bairstow was off the ball as he gets helped up by his teammates.
Here it is, Cam Bairstow. Oh, just cop one from Jared Weeks, bumping the cutter. Right in the perfect spot, it seems. Trying to get his breath back. Have a nice one, you're not expecting it. Land right in that perfect spot.
Yeah, please.
Malou in for his first minutes of the night.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
10-point lead now for Adelaide and Jackjumpers. And right now they're 8 of 26 from the field. And Across the course of the season, they're last in the league in field goal percentage, 38%, last in three-point percentage at 26%, and last in free throw percentage at 65%. So, struggling to shoot the ball, struggling to win some games.
Hannah's tried to split a double team, it's to no avail. Midget thought about it, let it long. In the end, 2 and 12 from beyond the arc, the Jackjumpers, and the 36ers run back on him. Denied at the rim, now it's Adams.
Great defensive play by Steindl. Chasing that down and sending it away.
Here is Steindl. Takes on Malouk. Great defense, Sunday Dedge. Says whatever you can do, I can do better.
Oh, the timing at both ends of the floor. Great timing from there, from Sunday. To deny Clint Steindl. Met him at the summit. And here's Steindl down the other end. They'll sleep a little in defensive transition, the Jackjumpers, but Steindl bailed him out.
They're sneaky. We saw him get right baseline, get a nice little dunk in the last game. Clint Steindl, and then a couple of possessions later, had one in transition, tried to go up off 2 feet and realised, no, 1-foot jumper.
It's going to stay on the ground if you heard from the as the referee, Midget, trying to argue. Continuation rule sometimes can be a little confusing. Scott Roth not happy.
Holding on. This way. Here we go. Straight.
It's going to stay on the baseline.
Come in. Let's go. Let's
2 on Sunday Dedge. It looks like he'll take a seat as he heads towards CJ Bruton on the bench. Dufamar comes in. 10-point lead. Hungry Jacks NBL Friday night. No Mitch McCarron, but so far Dusty Hannah's been the man.
White. Not in the chest. White one.
There we go. Dufamar trying to force his way through a screen. And we'll do it all again from the baseline. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Jackjumpers. Little eyebrow raise from Adams. Got him in the air, but Steindl. Did everything but drop. Go again. Adams. Third time lucky for the Jackjumpers. Got away a little bit of a walk. In the end, it didn't matter. And the lead stays at 10. 1 of 6, Josh Adams to start this one. Idea was sound, pass was putrid. Steindl. He thought about it for a split second.
That
Again met at the rim.
That is ambitious.
And denied, and now it's Dufamar on the other end. Gets 2 feet in the paint and should have shot it. Yet tried to force the pass. This has been an ugly minute. Thank you, Will McNay. Just ending that lunacy. He's having a lady with the left. The lead is to 8. And we'll get a timeout.
That was very ambitious from Clint Steindl, and he might be around 6'7", 6'8", but you're not going to get in there and do much against Guy SOTTO. He throws that out.
8-point lead for the 36ers. Dusty Hannah's the big conversation coming in from an Adelaide point of view. He's had a great start. They lead by 8. And this time out, though, Anthony Stewart is joined. He's a legend. He's joined by another legend. Stewie, take it away.
Yeah, NBL royalty in the house in Cal Bruton. Recruited me into the league, NBL Hall of Famer. It's a bit of deja vu with me signing Brooklyn Bruton into the NBL 1, and that's why Cal's here to talk a little bit about that. How are you feeling about that, Cal?
Very excited, Stewie. Having a great opportunity for young Brooklyn to come in like you came in the league, and to have an opportunity to play in the Hobart Chargers, learn under you, attend the University of Tasmania, be involved with the Swisher organization. I don't think it gets much better than that for a young man.
No, it doesn't. CJ, let's turn our attention to him. Adelaide have come out really focused, undermanned, doing a really good job right now. How's he enjoying the move into head coach?
He's really enjoying the challenge. It's a big challenge, particularly during these times. But he's put together a plan to build the program over the long term, and I'm excited for him because he's all in.
Thanks, Cal. Look forward to, I suppose, we'll see a bit more of you down in Tasmania now.
Looking forward to coming, Joey.
Thanks, my man.
Beautifully done, Anthony Stewart. The Chargers, the Bruton name will live on in Tasmania on a playing perspective in the NBL one.
What a superstar. Doesn't he look great? He looks younger every time I see him.
Soto. Left it at the rim to Daniel Johnson. The big man did the rest.
That's what you're talking about, Lamb. Just having a little impact in his minutes. Up to 5 points now. Just a single rebound. He got the block. Just hangs around in the right areas. He's going to continue to grow, continue to mature in his game.
Adams just inside the three-point line. Nothing but net. So he tries to find a little bit of a groove. Anthony Stewart told us earlier, Scott Rock wants 55 points out of his 3 imports at a high clip. So far, they've got 7. They trail by 8. Little bump, McVeigh to Withers. It'll stay on the baseline.
We've had a few looks at Kai Soto down low in the last few possessions, sometimes forcing it there. DJ, big to big, just puts it right on the spot. Soto knows what to do with it. And down the other end, last few possessions, doing a pretty good job with Will Magnay. Helping out on the ball screen, coverage, a little mush defensive strategy where you just absorb the penetration of the ball handler but take away the lob threat. He's done a reasonable job of that with Magnay these last couple of possessions.
Shot clock at 5. Here is Soto. Great pocket pass from Dufemire. And again, draws a crowd and draws a foul. The big man will head back to the foul line.
Well, the initial fumble might have helped him there because the defense came across, bodied up well, had to regather the ball, and then Tosh came in with the hand foul. I just love, as we said, it gets in the right spots and continue to learn, continue to get better. One positive about the Adelaide 36ers start to the season, we know they've been disappointing, but they've actually won every single rebounding count in the games they've played so far. And we know Mitch McCarron's a great rebounding guard. Everybody else chiming in here. And then Kai Soto started to get on the boards. Cam Bairstow averaging 8. He's been a revelation. They'll do well at crashing the boards. They've got 17 on the night so far. The 12 of the Jackjumpers. 4 of them on the offensive end.
7 points for Soto, lead to 10.
Where they've been sensational in that regard is on the offensive glass in particular. Lead the league in offensive rebounding percentage. Cam Bairstow, a massive part of that. First in offensive rebounds individually. Jeff gets his way to the rim. Again, no continuation. Take that out of bounds.
I think it's a fair question. Baseline. 14 on the shot clock as it resets. 4.5 minutes left. Adams, 2 in a row. He can't hit it. Get his own rebound. He'll start again. Through Majet. Guarded by Dufemire. Top of the key. There's that Magnay screen. Little 2-man game. Stop. I got nothing for you, Liam. I thought he was going to step back and take a 27-footer, and then he tried to force a tough pass. Mojave King loses it in his first possession, and now they'll push. Should be able to score here. Adams starts on the finger all over Dufemire.
Peter Mikulovsky into the game for his first run. Ooh. And I think he wanted the lob there. So did Kai Soto. Didn't get it. Scott Rock trying to find a little bit of a spark.
Adams feeling it, bullies his way to the bucket. Dufemire wasn't set. It's a blocking foul, and Josh Adams has been a lot more aggressive the last minute or two. Talk us through this.
Well, this is one thing that the Jackjumpers have been good at this season. They lead the league in steals. And Adelaide, of course, second last in turnovers, so that's a key area tonight. And their defensive pressure igniting this opportunity on the breakaway. And that is big. Nikita Mikhailovsky, the Russian next star, 2-time VTB Young Player of the Year, has not played a second on the floor this regular season before now. Scott Roth, the young man's missed last game in COVID protocols, back into the lineup today and getting some first half run.
There was an opportunity there, Pete, for Adams to give the next star an early maybe layup or dunk, and he chose to take it himself.
I mean, Josh Adams probably wanted the hoop as well.
True.
Both of them are trying to figure it out.
He's got 8, Josh Adams, as he starts to try and bullock his way into this game. 2 for 1, 2 easy. In the end, that is as easy as it comes, does all the hard work, dispels of the defense and lays it in. That leads back to 9. Here's McIntosh. Takes the bump. close to counting. Scott Roth wants it to count. We wait. Referee says no, we're still on the way up.
I'll have another look at it here. McIntosh sort of can do well in transition. Oh, I've been well timed, like I thought, but he's a little. We haven't seen Mikulovsky now. Born in Russia, but he was the first player to have a triple-double in the 2019 FIBA Under-19 World Cup since Dario Saric in 2013. So,
okay.
he can play. I think you were high on him with the initial signing. We haven't seen him so far, and now gets a little chance. Show what he can do.
Well, that's a really good league, that Russian league. Read TV. Don't worry about that. And, you know, obviously the comfort of playing in his homeland and doing really good work for that Avtodor team. Shooting 40+% from 3 year in, year out. First couple of seasons as a pro. So he's a sniper. Scott Roth, speaking with him earlier in the year, said he's got some learning to do at the defensive end of the floor, as so many of these young prospects and the next stars do. And he's had to earn his way into some playing time. And nice to see him get some run out there tonight.
You mentioned that league, one young player that led that league twice. So, leaning in his early young resume, see what he can do with this little opportunity. Good knockdown there from Mojave King.
The other next star, or the 36er next star, leads at 9. Just feel the last couple of minutes, Tasmania have been trying to build some momentum, yet they haven't been able to really chip into this league too much. McIntosh takes a seat, only 6 minutes tonight so far. Steindl back on. Majek Gadabadu from Maya Sunday Detch on the bench with a couple of fouls. Shot clock down to 7. Majek pulls over that left. Pretty couple of hard dribbles. Using the screen, was able to find it from 15 foot. He's had a nice night, Majek.
His shot selection's been very good, and he's turned down a couple. And there you go, Josh Adams getting in the lane. Mojave King trying to whip that pass to Dusty Hannes. Pass fake would have thrown Adams out of the way. That's why I had a nice, easy one. But I love that Josh Majek, we saw it early in the first quarter, coming off those ball screens and just waiting. Early in the season, we've seen him take those long contested ones, tries to get in deep, try and force things. He's only taken the 3 field goal attempts so far.
4 points and 1 assist on the stat sheet, but it feels like he's having a better night than that. As he has it on cue. Adams straight on 3. Got it! He's starting to feel it. That leads back to 4. I spoke about the momentum. They couldn't ship into it. They now have last 5 points for the Jackjumpers. He's in the double figures. He's the double team. Able to get out of it. Dufamata Bairstow, who was shook up minutes ago, comes straight back on. He's able to get that to go for his 4th point. As Adams takes the bump, but he'll go to the foul line. This is the Josh Adams we know when he's aggressive and getting to the line and at the foul line. It's a much better watch.
How he needs to play, for sure. Put the Jets on, put some heat on the defense. The previous possession, good shot to take. Pick and pop there with Majek. He's wide open for the straightaway 3. Catch and shoot, knocks it down. And the Jackjumpers building some momentum, cutting into this margin. And they're building it primarily. It starts at the defensive end. After they score, it's easy to just jog back, match up at halfway or beyond. They're getting up the floor. Double teams in the backcourt. Speeding Adelaide up is the team we know will throw it away. As I said, second last in the league in turnovers. Only Cairns throwing more. 9 turnovers already. 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. 7 different 36ers have already thrown it away. So good job from the Jackjumpers clawing their way back in this thing.
Adams with 12. Lead is 5. Hannes. Great block. Huge block for Cam Bairstow. Beaten potatoes. Perfect timing as always. Just goes, I'll snaffle it and lay it in. McNay gets to the middle, pisses it off the window.
Well, a double's going to come there. I mean, we know Will McNay, not going to roll it into him too often to go one-on-one. We had a mismatch there, and no one came to him. Just to his sweet spot. Good finish towards the middle.
Bairstow just gets to wherever he wants, takes the bump. They're bigger. They have made a concerted effort to go inside, be it Daniel Johnson or Cam Bairstow. And at that point, he just got too deep. There's the Dusty Hannahs try and lay up the Magnate block and the Bairstow offensive rebound.
But this is what Cam Bairstow does. He can see Will Magnate coming across, and he knows that that ball's going to be up for grabs potentially. He's just so smart about the way he goes about his business. Just, we keep talking about it. What an excellent signing from the LA 36 to give him that chance. We know it was a whole risk versus reward. Is he going to be healthy for the entire season? Is he going to be able to produce at a level that they know he can? But he's just so smart with the way he goes about his business. And speaking of that, that's what Josh Majette has been doing well this game.
9 points, 8 boards for Cam Bairstow, flirting with the double-double in the first half of this one. Huge reason as to why Adelaide have a 6-point lead. Do for mine. Couldn't finish it. Daniel Johnson this time. Liam, you spoke about the offensive rebounding and how well they've done it all season. It's coming to the fore again tonight.
Dominating around the rim. It's old school basketball. A lot of post-ups. Didn't see that a lot. Analytics don't love post-ups in terms of your points per possession, but the 36ers do, and through Johnson and Bairstow and their work on the offensive glass, steal there from Hannahs, they put points on the board.
Touching the knees, he goes down. Kenyon, little stutter step, no good. That's going to be on Adams. Over the top, yes it will be. We wait to see Dusty Hannahs pulled up after he hit the ground pretty hard, clutched the knee. Here's the replay of it. Ooh, just banged the knee. Kind of a bit of ungainly defense, just kind of put him off without being able to put a body on him. From Majette, he's up slightly. Hopefully he'll be okay as we head to a timeout. 8-point lead for the 36ers into the last minute of first half. He's having a look. No Mitch McCarron, of course, tonight. Sunday Detch has spent a fair bit of time on 2 fouls on the bench. Here's the head coach, CJ Bruton.
We need to do better to close out this corner. They're going 2 for 1. So Steinel's the player, 2 for 1, right? You're on Steinel. If he's in the corner, remember top block. We're top blocking out of the corner, sending him back door. If your man's in a DHO, as he gets inside the three, you absorb that weak side. It's probably the hammer on the backside too. So if there's a hammer screen, pay attention. Hey, watch what's going on. There's a hammer screen, you got to get over that. On the other end, hey, wide touch, space the floor, get into a shake set. Here we go. 6 side, 1, 2, 3.
Love that from CJ Bruton. Got to demand the focus of your players in that huddle. He's trying to run through what Tassie might be looking for, and just to break some of that down for you, he says top block. He wants the defender to sit on the high side of the guy he's guarding. Don't let him run off the screen. When he says DHO, he's talking about dribble handoffs. When he talks about the hammer screen, he's saying on the weak side, don't get too focused about what's happening with the ball. Be careful for a little back screen for a shooter in the weak side corner.
Very nice little angle there during the timeout. Another camera of Dusty Hannahs, just probably a nice little bit of core burn from that fall. A bit of skin off underneath the tights. Either that or he might have had something previously and just fell straight on it, which is never nice when you seem to find the exact same spot.
Daniel Johnson makes the back end. 2 for 1 is what CJ Bruton expected here from Tassie. The jet. Kenyon. Adams glances at the clock. Had a good first half. Kicks it out. Kenyon hit one early. Does the exact same thing. Nothing but net. Won't be a great deal of difference between the shot and game clock. Only about 2.5 seconds, but that lead is 6.
Pass from Josh Adams. Playing off 2 feet. A little bit of penetration. The defense collapses. Finds the open shooter. Withers. Again looking inside. Hannahs. Going to test that knee out. Gets deep. Too deep. Can't finish it. And again, crashing of the offensive glass. This time draws the foul. Daniel Johnson.
We keep talking about the rebounding effort from the Adelaide 36 all season. Daniel Johnson Johnson. He's averaging just 5 rebounds a game. This is a man who's led the rebounding for the season. 7 out of the last 9 seasons of LA 36ers, Daniel Johnson has led the team in rebounds, and currently he's 5th. And that's why Mitch McCarron, another excellent Cam Bairstow, gets on the boards hard. Todd Withers, another one who can get some rebounds. Now SOTTO into the team. He's averaging just under 6 rebounds. So it's a big team effort.
As Daniel Johnson gives up the cheeseburger right on half time. That nearly fell for a perfect little daily double, but there you go, free Hungry Jack's cheeseburger for everyone in a beautiful state of Tasmania. Mates is the code word. As Daniel Johnson gives it up, and it leads to a 6-point Adelaide lead.
Good quarter from Tassie, to be honest. Adelaide got out. They were up by 9 at quarter time, but the Jackjumpers got going offensively in that second quarter. Josh Adams is now in double figures. Will Magnay has 8, Josh Majette has 8, and they put 26 points on the board in that second term.
Daniel Johnson, huge part of the Adelaide lead. He is courtside right now with Anthony Stewart.
Yeah, great first half, DJ. Obviously, an undermanned Adelaide without Mitch and Humphreys here. You and Dusty in particular have stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, offensively we're doing all right. We're going to score whatever. Defensively, we're not really offensive rebounding, boxing out. Turnovers are killing us right now, so we look after that.
Yeah, I spoke to Jamie Perlman, your assistant coach, before the game. He said turnovers are going to be the key. You really look to be going inside a lot and trying to go against their undersized Jackjumpers. How do you feel the second half's going to play out?
Probably similar. They're undersized at the 4 especially, so should keep our head up, make sure we're executing passes. We've been working on that all week, so we can do it in the second half.
All the best in the second half, DJ.
There we go, Daniel Johnson, 10 points, couple of boards, 3 assists, and a big reason, as he always is with Adelaide, as to why they have a half-time lead. It's the 36ers 47, the Jackjumpers 41. Second half, it's not too far away. Magnay gets above the rim. He's fun to watch. Majet's had a nice night, but this man was hot early. Dusty Hannahs, this is how he started the night. He was aggressive. He's been feeling himself, and then he just went to Kmart and said, "Nah, I'll just take it from here." And he goes nothing but twine. Josh Adams was able to find the big man who just continues to run. He's athletic. Daniel Johnson just up to Guy SOTTO. Liam Santamaria, Pete Hawley. It's been fun to watch in this first half.
Well, it has. Adelaide, they got up by 12 at one point, but the Jackjumpers hung tough. Fought their way back in that second quarter, winning that second term. They just haven't been able to handle Adelaide's work on the interior. 34 points in the paint for the 36ers. Daniel Johnson and Cam Bairstow killing them in there. Dusty Hannahs, game-leading scorer with 13. He was terrific, especially in that first quarter where he had 11. And Adams knocking down a couple of jimmies, getting to the free throw line. Josh Majet playing well as well, as is Will Magnay. You can see there for Adelaide, 1 of 8 from three-point territory, but a whole bunch of work done around the rim. 10 of 14 from the free throw line. That's nice as well. If they tidy it up, 10 turnovers, that's too many in the first half. They would have a bigger double-digit lead.
6-point lead for Adelaide. Pete Hawley off air prior to us getting onto air before this game started. You were really confident that Dusty Hannahs, who only played 14 minutes and had 4 shots last game, was going to have a really nice night. And so far, you've been proven correct.
Well, I have, just because obviously he's going to have the ball in his hand. Well, he kind of have no choice. He has to come out and do this with Mitch McCarron, the playmaker, out. But also, they're coming up against a team that hasn't been too strong defensively. He's had success in the past with it. So he came out here, started feeling good, getting on the rim, trying to attack, and this is what he has to do. And this could be the silver lining when you kind of you're missing those key pieces. That this could be the game that turns around Dusty Hannahs' season, because we know he struggled and he came in here. We know the records he holds. He's a great shooter. Hasn't shown that consistently at all to start the season. There's his SodaStream shot chart, 1 of 3 from outside, and surprised he hasn't taken a few more, to be honest. But I love that he hasn't settled. I love that he's trying to attack, get to the rim. He's got a couple of free throws here or there, trying to make some plays. But I'm expecting a bigger second half from him as well.
I like the fact in that second quarter he didn't blaze away. 11-point first quarter, and you said he was feeling pretty good, but they continue to find where they had the advantage, the 36ers, which was on the interior for the most part. So really good first half for Dusty Hannahs.
Anthony Stewart told us in the first quarter he spoke to Scott Roth and he wants 55 points at a high clip out of his imports. Now, so far they're a little short of that, but Josh Adams, when he's at his aggressive best, and I think we did see it earlier in the year on New Year's Day against Melbourne, when he's getting to the foul line, when he's feeling himself, and we're seeing more of that tonight.
Yeah, and the game prior against New Zealand as well, getting to the free throw line. And tonight he's had a good balance. Yes, still quite a lot of long twos and the pull-ups. That's where he likes to operate, but this is where he's at his best, in transition, at the rim, trying to put it on the deck and draw contact. Need more of that from him in this third quarter.
Well, they've got 20 of the 55 that Scott Roth wants, and he also said it a good clip. And as you mentioned, Josh Adams just takes a couple of those long twos that are contested. The one from the baseline out of bounds, 14 seconds on the shot clock. And he's just got to realise that's not going to help him break out of his little funk, because that's a shot Clint Steindl can take any time he wants. That's what Clint Steindl does. When he settles down, when he tries to attack, when he gets those open 3 balls like he got on the top of the key, good things can happen for Josh Adams and the Jackjumpers.
You boys were split on your predictions pre-game. Have you changed?
No, I think Adelaide will hold on.
No, I won't be one of those guys that changes. I'll stay with it. Tassie will fight back.
All right, 6-point lead for the 36ers. Second half coming up on the other side of this. Before we get to it, though, have a listen to this, boys. You too can play like a pro. All thanks to Bunnings Warehouse, who are giving you the chance to win your very own court at home. It is simple. You enter right now, win.nbl.com.au/Bunnings. Check this out. that was barely on the roster as the season rapidly approached.
Having a terrific season. Yeah, he's just a point and a couple of boards away from a double-double. And Will Magnay, other side of the coin, 8 points in that first half. 4 or 5 from the field. Could do with some more touches. Find him as that roll man. Drop it in every time you get a switch and get a look at it. Sunday Detch back out there as well to start this second half with those 3 fouls.
But here it is, straight off the tip. Well, it's the restart of the second half. Great play call. We've seen that before. And Josh Adams got up this time, laid it in.
Well, we have, Cam, and there's no doubt that was spoke about at some point at halftime when they talk about starting this third quarter. Okay, Tasmania has the ball. They run this play a lot. This play is something they do so often, and they get caught up on the screens. Josh Adams, the pass wasn't as good as we've seen from the past from Jet. 2 points, all the same.
Jet with 4 assists. Here he is. He just opened up in the end, and the little left-hand layup just rattled out. Magnay couldn't tip it home, and it's Bairstow with another rebound. And the 36 is through Dusty Adams. Try and make it pay. Now it's Bairstow. There's the double team. Well done by Adams. Poke of free, and he just pulls up. He's feeling it. This joint's going nuts. That lead, which was 12, is all the way down to 1.
Well, he's got 17 now. Josh Adams, 5 quick points to start this second half, and 3 steals, 3 assists, a couple of boards. Dropped him in the duds after his game last week, 2 of 14, and geez, hasn't he responded thus far tonight?
This is going to be a game that Josh Adams looks at and realises once he gets a couple of easy ones, whether it's attacking the hoop, getting foul guy on the free throw line, or a nice open one, he can make these tough shots. That's why he takes the step backs, because when he starts feeling good, he knocks him down. He's just got to get going at the start of games. You can't just keep forcing things, because things start opening up a bit like this. One comes off. But interesting to start this one. Kyle McIntosh gets a three-quarter time start because Jack McVeigh has 3 fouls. 0 of 2 from the field. Played 11 minutes against the Phoenix. Didn't have a field goal attempt, Jack McVeigh, in that game.
Turnover number 13 for the 36ers. That last bucket might have been a 2. Might have had the shoelace on the 3-point line. So it's a 2-point lead for the 36ers, who have coughed it up again. Here's McIntosh, guarded by Bairstow. 2 strong men going at it. Bairstow wins this battle. And the 36ers scoreless in the first 2+ minutes of this third quarter. Can Johnson change that? Going down. Adams guarded by Withers, and that shook himself.
A little bit of frustration from Todd Withers down the other end. Couldn't get the ball, had the mismatch. At Josh Majette, the point guard on his back, and was looked off in the block, and shoulders slumped, not happy about that. 2 points off 2 shots. He's feeling a little dejected. He didn't get that rock.
CJ Bruton wants to talk about it as well. 13 turnovers on the night for the 36ers. You've spoken about it, Liam. They give you opportunities by coughing it up, and tonight has been no exception as the Jackjumpers scored the last 7 points. Josh Adams has 16. We're going to hear from Scott Roth right now.
Let's start. Stop, convert. Keep attacking. Stay square in the ball. I need you sprinting up and down the floor into these screens. I can't have you lagging ass. We're going to come down. J.A.'s over the top. We're going to swing it to you. You're going to punch at the will. Jet's coming underneath, and you're coming on the flare, and then you're going back downhill. All right? J.A.'s over the top. You're just swinging it to Mikhail. Get below him. Mikhail's coming over the top of you. If you don't have him, you got him on the hand back. Together. 1, 2, 3, together. Get a stop.
Sounds like they're going to try and run a little action from Kyle McIntosh. At his best when he's playing a little bully ball, getting downhill with his dribble drive. And what it seemed like from that play call, they're going to get him involved and try to get him going. 2 points, 0 of 3 from the field.
2-point lead for the 36ers. Scoreless in his third quarter so far. Had a 12-point lead in the second quarter. Bad pass from Johnson. It's a turnover number 14. It is. But then it's McIntosh. He'll get done for a illegal pick. Puts Withers into the first row. Into Kel Bruton's lap.
Tell you what, Liam, you mentioned it before. If you have another look at this. Shepherd there.
He didn't have to do it.
He really didn't. He wasn't going to get back in front, but CJ Bruton called that timeout, probably largely based off the response we saw from Tom Withers not getting the ball. Drew it up for him. And the Jackjumpers probably a little bit aware of it as well, but he's got the ball now.
Hannah's. He's dead as the shot clock runs out. Couldn't get it up. Great D by the Jackjumpers. Turnover number 15 for the 36ers, Liam. It is a recurring, ongoing issue for this team.
Well, it is. And on the flip side for the Jackjumpers, this is how they stay competitive in games. They churn things up defensively. They frustrate you into turnovers or empty possessions. Adelaide have not scored since half-time.
McIntosh. Scott Roth wants more from him. Unfortunately, just a little extra step on the spin, and that's a turnover for the Jackjumpers. And what has been a pretty lackluster, ugly start to this quarter. Jackjumpers with the last 7, and they have it back to 2. But a turnover there. Right back at it. Lazy pass from Johnson. Adams will reset through Majette. Can they take the lead? They can. That's going to be a foul on Magnay.
Easy foul call there, Will Magnay. Good box out from Kai SOTTO. CJ Bruton getting a few subs in here. He doesn't like what he sees at all.
Nor should he.
The unforced errors, the defense overall, I mean, seeing him screaming, just saying stay in front. And the last 3 games, the Adelaide 36ers, the teams they've played have been the highest, that's 3 highest assist games on the year. And a lot of that comes down to their defense of, if a player gets beat, they're making the easy dump-off pass and there's either a wide open shot or a layup.
Due for one of those players just subbed in by CJ Bruton. 3.5 minutes into this third quarter, still no score for the 36ers. The shot clock gets into single figures. Harris, long way from where he does his best work. They just had a 24-second shot clock violation. Harris has to force it up. Never looked like it. They run their own rebound down. They get another opportunity. Majette takes it from SOTTO for the lead. Short. Magnay. And again, the Jackjumpers just out-hustling, out-energising. They're just out-wanting right now the 36ers. As Adams backs it up, wants to take Harris on one-on-one. Shot clock's down to 3. It's tough. But the mood, he is in. He made it look easy. And we're all tied up at 47.
We are. And Adelaide still haven't scored. Really interesting lineup CJ Bruton's gone to. I'd be surprised if we've seen this lineup at any time so far this season. As they get sent away there. Duffelmeyer, Harris, Hannahs, Withers and SOTTO all on the floor together. Hannahs, that's a much-needed bucket for Adelaide.
11 in the first quarter for Dusty Hannahs. Now up to 15. Restores that lead for the 36ers. Majette guarded by Harris. A lackluster offensive possession. Kenyon, who was trying to find Magnay.
Well, he's just trying to throw it to a spot there, but Will Magnay had the steal. Yeah, Kai SOTTO behind him. He's got to roll the ball into him. Let him use his body to go to work. And I tell you what, the Adelaide 36ers, if all their points are going to come from a tough shot like that, they're in for a tough last few minutes here. Josh Adams sits down. He's played very well. 18 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 3 of 6 from the line. Just a couple points out there. He's got 4 steals. Getting active on defense.
Duffelmeyer pulls up, 12-footer, got it. 4 straight from the 36ers, that is the lead. And it's not how, it's how many right now, as both these teams need that W. for mine to grab. He's got 4. CJ Bruton leave him out there as he looks around. He looks around. And he stays. If you look at the foul trouble, Sunday Dets had 3 in that first half. Had to sit for a considerable amount of time. Majette turned down the 3, wanted to be a bit more aggressive off the dribble, but now he's got a little bit of work to do. The shot clock at 3. And the referee says you left both your feet off the ground. He disagrees.
Came up. What?
Well, he kind of praised his decision making in the first half, but that first one, he's got to let that fly. It's all 3 tonight, but those open ones, they're the ones you really have to take and make. And you mentioned Sunday Dets with the 3 fouls. This is a man averaging 14 points since coming back from injury, and we're shooting the 3 ball. He's 10 of 18. He's all 3 tonight. We'll push that out a little bit.
Hannah's into a double, into a triple team, still got it on the rim. Chased it down. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow. Looks like it'll stay with Adelaide.
Cancel basket. That's what.
Both teams struggling. You mentioned Majette and Zipper 3. Both teams struggling from the 3-point line tonight. 4 of 19 for the Jackjumpers. 1 of 11 for Adelaide. The only man to hit the 3 for Adelaide. Now, it was risky considering he was off of Hannah's foot, but the Jackjumpers just caused turnover number 17 for the 36ers. And they give themselves another opportunity. McVeigh. McDaniel keeps it alive. Steindl takes a little bump from Harris. That'll count. And one. CJ Bruton not happy. He pleads his case. Referee says calm down. It's going to count. And Clint Steindl can have a chance at a 3-point play.
Yep. Hang on, I've just got these guys away.
Well, it's a big play from Steindl. CJ Bruton's not happy with the whistle. Here you see the attack. Harris tried to just straighten up and body up. But Clint Steindl got the whistle, and geez, that's a lot for Adelaide to sort out. Because you've 1 for 11 from 3 and you've thrown the ball away 17 times. Amazing that you're in front, such as their dominance around the rim through guys like Johnson and Bairstow. Dusty Hannah's shot making, and CJ Bruton's decided to challenge that call. Timeout, coach's challenge in play. Get another look at this Hiram Harris foul.
Not sure we've seen coach's challenge this year to try and save 1 point potentially. But he was very confident. You can see him barking instructions saying he's not allowed to be vertical. Harris doesn't do a whole lot wrong.
We need to see the baseline view. Well, that'll be the main one in the replay center as they check out this challenge. Because that'll be the big one. Because even, you're right, he's trying to save the 1 point feed. The issue is, if he's even a millimetre pushing forward, it's going to be a foul.
I think you have a very chance to win that.
Let's have a look. There wasn't much in it. Once it's been called, though, it's very hard to take it away in that situation.
I feel like they've shown a willingness if there's not much contact. Certainly if they feel the defense is flopping, that's not what Hiram Harris at all was doing there, but I think he's a good chance to win that, CJ Bruton.
He was the last coach left in the league to be 100% until last round.
Coach's challenge is successful.
There you go.
There's no foul on the play. The call is reversed.
Great call,
Basket
Liam.
counts.
Great call,
Adelaide
Liam
ball
Santa
from
Maria, and
the
CJ Bruton did his part as well.
Adelaide lose a timeout. Yes.
Clint Steindl, a bit unsure what's going on. He's saying I should be shooting.
The bucket counts. Adelaide take it out of bounds. 2-point game.
Here's Ditch.
Hey, Phil.
Back to dead. Shot clock now into single figures. He's got to go to work on Jared Weeks.
Back to square.
In the end, had to do it all himself, and he did exactly that. Kisses it with the left hand. He over-dribbled,
97.
in the words of an ex-Adelaide 36ers coach, but he got the result done.
Well, Connor Henry would have some things to say about that play. Didn't have a lot going, but just stuck with it. Hands were on for Jared Weeks. The officials let him get away with it a couple of times, but not on the shooting action. And one finish there from Sunday Detch. His first points for the game.
The lead stays at 4 as we tick under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. They played a close line as McVeigh steps out for 3, leaves a little short. Bairstow with the rebound. A rebound number 11 for Cam Bairstow. They played a close one last time they were here a couple of months ago. And we're seeing it again. There's a double team. Ball somehow springs free and it ends up in the hands of Dusty Hanners, who sealed the game from a similar spot last time. Still a long way to play out here, but he's felt it tonight, Pete Hawley.
Well, he has. Just a little catch and shoot. And as you said, Liam, this is the way the Jackjumpers play on defense. They're turning the pressure up. They're just throwing random double teams over the half court, trying to force some more turnovers because they've seen that the 36ers will cough it up. Dusty Hanners, bit off balance, doesn't matter. See right here, good kick out from Mojave King. Dusty Hanners lets it fly. It's his second 3-ball in the night.
This is how things are with the Jackjumpers defense. Yes, they lead the league in steals. They also give up a high percentage on their opponents' field goal attempts. So if you can get your way through that pressure, not turn it over, you can find open guys for good looks. And that's been the challenge for every team playing the Jackjumpers. And certainly for Adelaide tonight, coughed it up 17 times, but shooting 54% from the field. Just got to handle that pressure.
Anthony Stewart's courtside. Stewie, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I just listened in on the CJ, and he's just pleading with these guys to look after the ball. The other question I've got is Dusty's he's just got to be more aggressive offensively. I just feel like he's turned down a couple of looks. He's shooting the ball well. He's just got to let it ride.
It's a good point when you're feeling it like he is. Mojave King, all air.
Well, it's the fine line for Dusty Hanners. So he's got the 18 points of not trying to do too much where he gets the 20 plus on bad efficiency and he's forcing a lot, but also realizing they kind of need him to be able to do this. He's feeling good now, so he's deserved to be able to take a couple potentially ill-advised shots. But a lot of it's going to be above the shoulders for him, trying to get in that mental state to be able to continue to do this. And Cam Bairstow, another block. It's his third block on the night.
9 points, 12 boards, 3 blocks for Bairstow. Dusty Hanners tries to split the double team.
And Cam Bairstow, I mean, let's have a look at it here. Look at the timing. He tries to use his body to push him out. And Cam Bairstow, 9 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. And
Let's go.
unfortunately, I think he's just dropped out of my 6th man of the year conversation. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he's going to lose eligibility.
Yeah.
Because he's playing that well. Obviously, Isaac Humphries is out, so he's going to potentially lose that eligibility. But no doubt, most improved player. He's just been outstanding. I'm going to take a well-earned breather here.
Here's hoping Isaac Humphries comes back soon and comes back feeling good and healthy. I've heard things recently that maybe things aren't really not good for Isaac Humphries with his knee. Hopefully that's off the mark because, geez, we enjoyed watching him play at MVP level before he went down last season.
Hanners kept alive by Withers into the hands of Johnson. Hanners! That's a little short. Mini heat check from Hanners. He's having a great night, but Jet wants to push. McDaniel. Got it. Championship player last year for Melbourne United has started. Come off the bench tonight. His first bucket of the evening gets that lead back to 4.
Well, that'll help his confidence. He's in there for his defense, a 3-and-D type player. He was just 3 of 14 from 3.
Soto from Mojave King. Jackjumpers took a risk. In the end, gave up the uncontested dunk. Into the last minute. Leads at 6. Entertaining clash Friday night, wherever you might be around the country. Steindl. We've seen it a lot. This one off the iron. And about a 2.5 second differential. Adelaide care little for it. Sotto fouled on the ground.
Good find from Johnson underneath. Second time he's fined Sotto around the rim. We'll go to the free throw line to shoot some bonus.
Nice night again for Kai Sotto so far. 9 points, couple of boards. Moments of good defense as well on Will Magna, in particular in the second quarter, as Liam Santa Maria highlighted when they built a double-digit lead. Second one long, and the Jackjumpers with an opportunity to end the quarter with momentum. Jet looked for Steindl. Takes on Withers, gets around him. Sotto made him really arch it up. He had to almost kiss it off the roof of My State Bank Arena, and it rims out to end an entertaining third quarter. We've got a good one here. Adelaide 59, Jackjumpers 52. 10 minutes left. Let's find out who takes it on the other side of this. Really nice night, and giving the Jackjumpers an opportunity. They trail by 5. Dusty Hannes is finding his groove as well. He's enjoying life out there, having a chat to Sam McDaniel. And it's a 5-point lead, Liam Santa Maria for the visitors at My State Bank Arena.
Well, it was a low-scoring third quarter, 12-11, but we've got a close game. 5-point game heading into this final term. Big game for both teams.
McVeigh. Jets almost had it.
Jack McVeigh just cannot buy a three. This is the guy last year we talked about was on a 50-40-90 watch. 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the free throw line. He's 0 for 4 tonight from three. That's his field goal attempts, and he hasn't hit the scoreboard.
As Withers just bullets his way there. Well, will now be 2 shots. McVeigh not the only one who also struggled tonight. 5 of 23 from the three-point line of the Jackjumpers.
We're talking about the importance of just dealing with the Tasman pressure. This late in that third quarter, look, if you get through the double team and you don't turn it over, this is what you can get on the backside of that defense. That's why CJ Bruton has Stewie reported in that timeout is saying, just look after the ball, fellas. Handle the pressure. We'll get good shots. We'll be able to close out this game. That's a huge key in this fourth quarter.
Nails the second. Pete Hawley with myself, Cam Luke, and maybe the number one motivator in the league right now, Liam Santa Maria, studs and duds. It's kind of a random, unique timing this NBL season with so many games consecutively, but two men who are in the duds only a couple of days ago. Dusty Hannahs and Josh Adams both have 18 points tonight. Liam, congratulations on your new title of motivating these guys to will their team to have an opportunity to win.
No, well, they both needed to bounce back. Coming off poor performances and Hannahs all of a sudden coming off the bench, not having a huge impact, but really nice nights from them so far tonight. But that's just three quarters. Got to close it out. Both of those guys are going to be big in this fourth term.
Wouldn't be nice in the duds because there's no real graphic to see who's in it. So you just be scrolling like, oh, I'm good, I'm not in the first one, and on the second one, and then you see your name pop up third, and you'd be real flat for the rest of the day, I reckon.
Time for three, a little bit short. Well, you made. There's a man on this call that you made a solo dud, didn't you, a couple of weeks ago?
Josh Magetta, he's having a nice night as well.
He is.
Not a huge scoring night.
He's talking about singling a man out when he's down.
6 points, 6 assists. He also got 5 steals that just crept under the radar a little bit. Both those imports getting after it with their hands. Nice pass from Withers, but Besto misses a bunny.
The only blemish on a nice night for Cam Besto so far. McDaniel, he won from here only moments ago. He's done it again.
That'll help his confidence, as we said. Whatever reason came off the bench tonight, Matt Kenyon came in with energy and knocked down a couple of threes of his own. McDaniel, 2 of 2 from long range.
Hannahs. Dead. Shot clock at 5. He's going to have to get to work. Dribble it off his foot. Great hustle and desperation by the Jackjumpers. It's going to be a jump ball.
That's really good hustle from Will Magnay. There you see the loose ball, and he just doesn't even think about it. DJ's bending over. Magnay's on the deck. And
now, it looks like it's going to be an Adelaide ball, but the shot clock is on the verge of expiring. So they're going to have to be quick to get one up here.
0.9, you see there. Enough time for a catch and shoot.
Shot clock confirmed, 0.9.
Withers will inbound. Soto win.
Hey, 0.9.
looking for it. That's it. Over the top from Soto.
Withers looking. That's exactly what he's tried to do.
Well, they're going to get it back again. It looked like it might have come off. Magnay's hands.
Might have been a shot clock violation. Either way, it's a turnover for Adelaide, which again, it's been ugly. 19 on the night. Pass wasn't all that bad if Soto had it headed towards it.
It was the right idea.
Well, either that or if you see the defender jumping up and down, just throw it at his foot. Get the extra 14 straight out of bounds.
We credited McDaniel for that knockdown three. It was a beautiful setup from Josh Magetta.
We'll reset it back.
He's giving himself a wipe down there. It's his 7th assist.
Back. What are we doing?
9 assists last game, second in the league in assists. Josh Magetta. I like the fact he's got back to trying to be a facilitator, trusting his teammates. Didn't force that up at the rim last possession. Found the open man in Sam McDaniel, and he knocked it in.
5-point lead. Here is Magetta. Kenyon in, McDaniel's taking a seat. Can they get it closer? They can. Magetta, mid-range working. Knocks it down. 17-footer. The lead is 3. And the nest is starting to get louder. Hannahs, little stutter step in the end. Floater. Oh, my. That's a good question. Well, did it go in or did Soto get a hand?
No, that was a perfect floater from Dusty Hannahs, I thought. Soto's been credited for the points as of right now.
It did look like there's Magetta for 3. Nothing but net. There's no controversy on that one.
Well, that's going to foul Duffermeyer out of the game. Here's Soto. Wasn't a pass to you, big fella, but go and get it. Tucks it in with the left hand. Jackjumpers thought that shouldn't have counted. Was fouled otherwise. Down the other end, Duffermeyer's fouled out of the game.
Turnover number 20. And now a chance for the Jackjumpers to tie it up or even take the lead.
Remember, of course, no McCarron in this one. That's the backup point guard fouled out. Sunday Detch. Dusty Hannah's have to carry the ball handling duties the rest of the way. And is still on 18 as he was at three-quarter time.
McIntosh. Here's Majed, started his quarter hot. Continues it, and the Jackjumpers have the lead.
He's rolling. Josh Majed getting to his spots. That's 8 quick points from him after that assist to Sam McDaniel. He's feeling it.
14 points, 7 assists. JJ's lead. Hannah's to silence the crowd. Does exactly that as Dusty Hannah's big night continues.
That's tough from Dusty Hannah. Scott Roth getting the nest up and about. Good defensive pressure, and again, when they won the dry spell in the start of the third quarter, they needed some Dusty Hannah's magic just to tick the scoreboard over.
Majed. Adams. Into the hands of Soto. Will that be an offensive foul? I think it might be. Elbow right to the nostril of Will Magnay.
Can I just get a review on that?
He's trying to do the right thing, Kai Soto. Here's Majed coming off to his left hand, gets a little space, knocks it in, and then very similar next time down, gets a similar look, knocks it in, and then Soto on that rebound. Try and do the right thing, protect the ball. That's what you're taught as a young fellow. You grab it, swing those arms, keep the defense away. But
They are
initial
checking.
call was that he hit Will Magnay in the face with the elbow.
Are they checking for an upgrade?
Did he make contact? It was quick.
Well, if
I'll
he did,
slow it
it's
right there.
flop.
Oh, he did make contact.
Definitely made contact. That's a good hit from Will Magnay.
Big solid contact.
That's a good hit.
But you got the last one right, Liam. Do you think this will be upgraded?
I think it will, yeah. Again, he's trying to do the right thing, Soto, and protect the ball, but you elbow a guy in the head like that, even if you wasn't intentional per se, you are swinging your bows around. Would usually be an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
All the momentum with Sazzy.
Normal foul. Wide 11.
Okay.
Great ball.
It's an offensive foul still. I was with you, Liam.
Here we go.
I was with you too, to be honest. There we go.
Stay in there.
I guess the lack of intent must have played in the
Take a charge. Hands off.
in the hand for Soto. Either way, the Jackjumpers have the they trail by 1 with a chance to take the lead. McIntosh. Magnay picked himself up off the floorboard and gets a rebound. And another opportunity for the Jackjumpers. Adams to the bucket. Couldn't finish with the left. He's got a couple of freebies on the way from 15 feet.
Great take from Josh Adams. This is what we're talking about. He's explosive, and he has the athleticism at the rim to be able to
One shot.
get up and, establish some contact with his body on the shot blocker. He's frustrated he didn't finish over the front of the rim, but I like that attack, putting heat on the bucket.
It was a close one last time these two teams met earlier in NBL 22. There was some Dusty Hannah's magic late that got the 36ers their first win of the year. And we are set for a similar ending here as the Jackjumpers reclaim the lead. Josh Adams, big night. He's got 20. A 1-point lead. Scott Roth wants to talk about it, but right now, Pete Hula, they have all the momentum.
Well, they do, and this is what we spoke about all season. When they slow down and get through the sets on the offensive end and patience, they get good things happening. And again, it's going to come from their defense, their energy, they lift it. They've got guys who can make highlight plays to get the crowd up and about. And they've got Josh Adams who can get the alley-oops. They've got Will Magnay to those plays. But that's not what's going to keep the fans going crazy when you need them most. It's going to be that defensive pressure. Get up and about, get in, try and force some turnovers, and then highlight plays come after that. So they've done. They've ramped it up. Josh Majet's got rolling. Josh Adams has 20 points in 21 minutes, so very impressive outing for him. Not in foul trouble. He's got 4 steals, 4 assists. Just hasn't played too much at all.
1 point lead on what has been a wonderful Friday night of hoops. At times a little slow in the scoring output, but we are set for a huge contest. 1 point lead for the Jackjumpers, 65-64, and I think you can shoot a full court shot on an NBL game. Pressure would be on, but if you want to get involved, you should, because you head to the NBL website win page to enter for your chance to win $100K. It's well and truly worth it, all thanks to the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot. And don't worry if you miss, Liam, first shot, you get a second go from half court for $50K.
That's good news. I'm guaranteed to miss the full court effort.
Oh, with that attitude.
Well, definitely with that attitude.
Well, CJ Bruton's first ever shot in NBL was a full quarter, wasn't it?
Nearly, yeah.
3 quarters,
Yeah.
close enough to it.
Wildcats.
Bad pass by Dents, and McIntosh read it like a cheap book. But Jet is hot. And now he's got 10 seconds on the shot clock to size up Sunday Dents and decide what he wants to do. Is he 2 from here? This time turns it down. McIntosh gets a nice little look. From about 10 foot, knocks it down. The lead is 3. Exactly halfway through this fourth quarter.
Well, halfway through the fourth quarter. In the last 4 games, Jackjumpers have averaged just 10 points in each of the fourth quarters they've played. 13 of 64 field goals. You see it right there. They've already got 13 in the first 5 minutes of this quarter. So they're playing much better. Josh Majet doing a lot of the attacking and creating. They just got to keep doing it right now, because Dusty Hannahs, he won't lay down.
He was the hero last time. He's had a huge night, 22. Majet the other end. That one a little short. Cambesto rebound number 14. Dents and Daniel Johnson, little 2-man game. Here is Johnson. They continue it. Dents, floater, long. Besto again. That man's everywhere. Couldn't get it to crawl over the rim, but he just wanted it more. Just fingertipped it out. It will be a Jackjumper pill.
Good chip in from Matt Kenyon. After Besto got that initial ball, geez, hasn't he been a beast on the glass, Cambesto? 15 rebounds, 12 defensive, 3 offensive. Having himself a big night. 1 point off that double-double. Go with a couple of dimes, a steal, and 3 blocks as well. Matt Kenyon just coming over the back there eventually to pry that ball away from Besto. Jackjumpers get it back.
Tom Withers probably stole another offensive rebound this then, and he's had a tough night. 28 minutes, 3 points on just 1 of 3 from the field, a couple of rebounds. You saw his frustration when he had to mismatch. The ball didn't go to him. But with 4 minutes left in the game, so close, and still have a big impact on the score.
Adams. Couldn't get it. That man again. Besto on rebound 16. Sunday Deds wants to push. Little transition. Will Magnay says no. He relay goes for 3. He said, have you do, Magnay? I'll take a triple and take back the lead.
Withers chased down that loose ball, strong enough to hold on to it, and then found Sunday Detch in the corner. Jackjumpers, they've gone dry offensively. Majet and Adams jumpers, they haven't been falling.
Kenyon has 2 of these. McIntosh, big offensive rebound and a reset for the Jackjumpers. Adams. McIntosh started the possession. But they'll get another one through Majet. This time Kenyon. McIntosh. The JJs again keep it alive. time here with the ball. Adams. They deserved it. They got it. We're tied at 69.
They got it on their hardest look. Everything else was wide open, and 36ers just couldn't come up with a rebound. You look at their rebounding numbers. They're now rebounding the Jackjumpers by 11. 16 rebounds to Cam Bairstow, and the next closest is 4. A couple of guys with 4. Another turnover as well.
All tied up. 2:20 to go. NBL 22 is going next level. Both these teams so desperate to get a W and start to build some momentum in what has been at times a start-stop year for everyone, but a Friday night. And we spoke about a little bit of scoring drought at different times for the Jackjumpers. Well, tonight, Liam Santa Maria, when they needed someone to stand up, it was Josh Adams. His aggressive attitude at times was able to continue to click over the scoreboard.
Well, he's got an equal game high, 22, Josh Adams, and he's had a pretty good balance. You know, we know he likes to shoot the pull-up jumpers from mid-range. They're important for him. A bit of this as well in transition, athletic finishes ahead of the pack. And of course, they run some action for him. He's a lob threat in those situations, but he's had a nice night. I've loved his activity. Now, these are all highlights of his scoring because he's put 22 on the board at a reasonably good clip, 8 of 17 from the field. I like the fact he's got to the free throw line, 8 free throw attempts. That's nice, but also 4 assists and 4 steals as well. Both he and Majet have had well-rounded performances tonight. That's what Scott Roth and the Jackjumpers needed, but can they close it out? All tied up at some kind of score line. 2 minutes and change to play. Can they finish the job?
Big couple of minutes. Packed out loud by State Bank Arena, urging on the Jackjumpers to get another win in front of them. Here's Majet. Here is this man, Adams. Got Withers in the air, got himself plenty of clear space, couldn't hit it, but again, another opportunity, this time supplied by Will Magnay. Majet, floater, left-hander, can't finish it, gets his own rebound, but was 2 under the backboard, but again, Adams finished it last time they got chances. What a pass! That'll count! Little double clap by Matt Kenyon, who got the start tonight and has stood up in crucial moments.
Offensive rebounds in key moments for the Jackjumpers. So much frustration for CJ Bruton, and it ends again in a bucket close to the rim. We spoke earlier about how good the 36ers have been on the glass over the course of the year. More so on the offensive end. Defensive rebounding in a key moment here, letting them down.
Well, both teams. LA 36ers have 13 O-boards on their own. Jackjumpers, 18 offensive rebounds.
Johnson. Stopped by Magnay. 3 blocks for the big fella. Detch in a collision. And that will be just as they do for my exit of the game last 4 or 5 minutes ago. Sunday Detch will pick up his 5th personal foul and have to head to the bench.
That's their 2 primary ball handlers. Guy Mitch McCarron fouled out of the game. A minute 20 to play. Where does CJ go here? He's going to call on Hiram Harris.
Here we go, guys. Line it up.
So Dusty Hanners will be the man who needs to handle the rock, get them in some offensive sets.
Well, they're big. No, Withers, Harris, Bairstow, Johnson.
Mojave King was the other option. CJ Bruton didn't go in that direction.
4-point lead. Tick under 90 seconds left. Josh Adams' big night continues. They trailed by 12 in the second quarter. They've hung around, they've chipped away, and their big players have stood up in Adams and Majette at one end and Magnay at the other. That has them a 4-point lead with a chance to make it 5. $23, 4 and 5 for this man. Make that 24, the lead is 5. No fourth quarter issues tonight for the Jackjumpers. Last 7 points, all for Tasmania. Hannah's guarded by Kenyon. He was the star and the hero late last time. Has Adams on a switch, has to force it, does exactly that, a little bit short. Long rebound run down by Johnson. Passes inside, Besto. There's that double-double. Feels he got hit, doesn't matter now. The lead is back to 3. Great pass, Johnson. Finished by Besto. What a night he's had.
Must get a stop here, Adelaide, and can't afford to foul over the limit.
Majette. Guarded by Harris. Shot clock down to 7. McIntosh. Short. There's about a 15-second differential between the shot and game clocks. What will Adelaide do? Hannahs goes from a long way out. Long shot, long rebound. Into the hands of Withers. That one's in and out. And Magna says, I'm going to snaffle it.
They're going to have to foul
Shot
now.
clock's off.
They have to foul now. They're
Gotta
not
go
mess
get him.
around.
Gotta go get him.
Well, they've got to get somebody. They've wasted about 8 seconds here.
Sooner rather than later.
What is going on?
Well, that's not a great 30 seconds there
It was before.
for the Adelaide 36ers.
Oh,
They had time to get a good look. Hannahs launches it from the Derwent, the other side of it. Hits the back of the rim, and then you got to reset. Got plenty of time now to get a really good look for a knockdown shooter. Withers
challenge that.
just lets it fly. Yes, he was open, but DJ, Hannah, you can get someone else a better look than that, and then they take forever to foul.
Not only that, as soon as Will Magnay pulls that rebound down, whoever the 36 is next to him, he's got to slap him. It's nothing that's going to warrant a look at an unsportsmanlike foul. Because in the end, it could have been touch and go. They just let them walk the ball up the floor.
No, that's been their all game.
It was about 22 seconds, 21 seconds when Will Magnay got the ball.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, everything.
You get a foul quickly there. They miss 1 or 2. You got plenty of possessions left in this game.
Majette, 15 points, 7 assists on the evening, throwing 5 rebounds and 5 steals. Now it's hard for Adelaide. Lead is 5. CJ Bruton wants time out. He'll get it. Little frustration with CJ, but in the end he gets it.
Double check.
I thought you were going to call.
Yeah, they've got to actually do the horn. Yeah, I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to help you.
He's frustrated because he let the score bench know that he wanted a timeout if the free throw went down, but he should be more frustrated with his team. 23 turnovers, equal highest of any team this season, matching what Cairns threw against South East Melbourne the other night. Giving up 18 offensive rebounds, especially in crunch time. Extra possessions for the Jackjumpers. And then some hero ball down the stretch, some lack of awareness to foul. Jackjumpers have been terrific, but Adelaide have not done themselves any favours down the stretch here.
Well, they haven't. I mean, you look at the Jackjumpers stats, 28 from 80 from the field, 35%, just 8 of 36 from 3, 22%. Giving up 15 rebounds himself, being out rebounded by 9, but those turnovers, they're the big ones. And you're right, I mean, Dusty Hannah's had a good game. About 30 seconds left on the clock when you're down 3. Get something else. And here, TJ Bruton was calling, get Daniel Johnson into the on-ball and try and create off that. And it's one of those, you make it, well, you're a hero in the moment. You missed that, had another opportunity. That was probably the best part about it.
You spoke about Daniel Johnson pre-game and early. They went to him, they made him a focal point. He's only had 7 shots again. It's the last 8 seconds, Liam. They haven't been able to look to it. Here we go. Hands it off, Hannahs. Can't finish it. Bairstow can't finish it. In the end, the Jackjumpers were down double figures, but they were able to get a big win over the Adelaide 36ers. And Scott Roth loves it. Have a look at him. Wait to see the emotion from the head coach of the newest franchise. Found themselves in a hole, dug themselves out of it, and get a big win. Brilliant to see. He really loving it.
How good's this? This is real. This is. If you know the bowling clip of who do you think you are? I am.
Yes.
That big vibes there from Scott Roth.
He spoke over the course of the early parts of the season, speaking about the emotion attached to this and everything when it comes to restrictions and quarantine and being away from the family. And it's on show again there. A man who loves basketball, has done it at the highest level right across the country and is doing it in the NBL with the newest team in it. And that is awesome to see, Liam Santa Maria.
That is big Tassie energy on display right there. Josh Adams, the Footlocker player of the game, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Good bounce back performance from him. And look at Clint Steindl, the captain of this ball club, letting his Chargers know how big that win was. Any win's a big win when you're 2 wins from your first 8 games. And they took care of business in front of their home fans.
They did. We'll wrap it up on the other side of this. The Jackjumpers by 5 over Adelaide.